So we're going to go over the hang time lab that you are going to be asked to do. First off, you do not actually need to step off of a table, and if it takes 1/2 second. So what reason why you don't need to actually step off of an actual table is that I give you a time of 1/2 second or 0.5 seconds to reach the floor. From there, you should be able to determine some things. Now, you might, if you don't have the ability to actually step off of, say, a chair, or a table, you might be able to just measure the height of that chair. And if it takes you 1/2 second to fall to the ground, you'd be able to estimate your average speed based on the fact that you would be able to go with distance divided by time. Now, the distance that you will fall would be the height of the chair. Now, you can then do a comparison to the calculated distance using the equations from yesterday and to the actual distance and see how close they are. Again, they might not be super accurate, but it might not actually be that far off based on how far or how long it actually takes to fall. So how does jumping for height work? Well, I have my lab assistant Alec here to help demonstrate so that you can see what that might look like. You will probably need a higher area than what we're going to use. So if Alec, if you could try and just put your hand up and see how high you are right there, and we can see that Alec's hand goes to about little bit above 5 feet 1 inch. And so from there, we'll have Alec try to jump as high as you possibly can and put your hand up on the thing. Okay, and if we look very closely, it was probably somewhere around the 5 foot, that would be 5'9" range. And so from there, I would be able to find the distance that he jumped up, because that is his highest height, and then use that to solve for the time. This next part of the lab is going to have you testing your vertical jumping distance. After you find your vertical jumping distance, you can utilize that distance to solve for the time that it takes for you to go up and down with using the equation that we covered and also that I have provided. Remember when you are calculating the distance that when I have Alec jumping from 5'1" to 5'9", that would be 8 inches. I need to convert that into meters, and that might require me to, and that is what you'll most likely, many of you will have to do, and therefore you'll have to convert inches, and sometimes that's better to convert into centimeters. And then convert that into meters. Now, when you do that, you do need to make sure, remember, that the distance that you jumped and the time that it takes, the hang time, we're only calculating one of those because it's the 8 inches up or the 8 inches down, depending on how you want to look at it. The time, the hang time, is not just for the up, but also for that, and therefore we need to multiply the time that we find by 2 after we use the time that we've solved for here. I hope that helps you in your lab.